What are we fighting for? To sleep with men and they don't have to do anything about it. Yeah,
woo! He hates you. They hate us. Men do not like us. Be alone. That's really the only other option. Just be alone. Look in the mirror. Sit with yourself. Cry. Have an ego death. And then get really hot. Get a bunch of hobbies, be extremely successful, and write a fucking book or something. Just be alone. Oh my God. It is so much better than being with someone who hates your ass.
So before we go into, the caption on this video is 4B movement has arrived in the US and I'm here for it. How do y'all feel about it? Before we get into what the 4B movement is, I just want to analyze this conversation. Because it's very interesting to me that when Kevin Samuels said, buy a dog, die alone, people were furious. Like, women were coming for his neck. Oh, how dare you? Oh, what do you mean? Oh, that's not even true. What do you mean? We got to be by ourselves and this and that. Like, they were saying all these things. But when women say it, and they make it seem as though the man is the problem, and so you're doing this because you're basically saving yourself. Then you have other women who are like, yes, I totally support this. Yes, I love this idea. Yes, I love this. What do you guys think about it? How do you guys feel? Yes, this is absolutely the best thing ever since sliced bread. I don't understand. Because the same way she said, go into the mirror and die to your ego, cry about it, let it all out. If a lot of you guys did that while you were in the relationship, you would still be in one. If a lot of you let your ego subside in the relationship, you would still have a man. Your life wouldn't be so miserable while you're in a relationship. A lot of women don't understand that the reason why they have this glow and this flare about them when they're not in a relationship is because there's nobody standing there exposing their wrongs to them. So they feel great. They feel great in their level of, not wanting to grow. They feel great in being surrounded by people who only fan their flame and tell them the good things. They feel great in their selfishness. They feel great in their unevolved ways. Because everybody knows that to be in a real relationship where that person loves you and respects you and cares about you being the best version of yourself is going to be one of the most challenging things that you could ever deal with. Because it's going to force you to grow and evolve even when you don't feel like it. Because there's somebody there that's holding you accountable. I'm trying to figure out all these women who talking about, oh yeah, just be alone, be by yourself, decenter men. Do you guys have a pair of scissors? You know what I mean? Okay, let's go back into what the 4B movement, as that title says. Let's go back into what it actually means.
The 4B movement is a movement in South Korea right now where the misogyny and sexism is so bad that South Korean women have decided to opt out of dealing with men entirely. That is not a joke. That is not an exaggeration. They are not dating men. They are not marrying men. They are not having children with men. They're not even sleeping with men anymore. And it's called the 4B movement because the Korean words for those four things all start with the letter B. This kind of first started happening around 2016 when Kim Ji-young, born 1982, a novel came out. And it is a fictional book about a Korean every woman and all of the misogyny and sexism that she's experienced from literally being a child all the way to her being an adult, suffering with postpartum depression after having her child. Now, this book became a runaway bestseller among South Korean women because they were like, she's just like me for real. And that's kind of when it started cooking, right? Now, the movement officially got its name in 2019, and it's just been going ever since. It's so successful, in fact, that now South Korea has one of the lowest birth rates in the world. The number of deaths in South Korea outnumber the number of births in South Korea. And it's hilarious because all the men and the government are like, oh my God, what do we do? They don't want to talk to us. They don't want to date us. What do we do? Everything's in shambles. We don't know what to do. When South Korean women have been very clear from day one, they're like, hey, either you get your act together or we are literally eliminating all of this. We are shutting it down. So that's the 4B movement and why I'm so obsessed with it and why I think we should have the 4B movement everywhere. Thanks for listening. Bye!
Okay, let me just play this one because I was going to say something, but let me just play this second video first, and then we'll get into it.
So the misogyny and patriarchy has gotten so bad in South Korea that
white women need to chill the out. Okay, I'm Korean American, so I wanted to not say anything about this, but I gotta say something. And nothing to this creator, I just stitched her. So I noticed a lot of, in my feed, I've been getting a lot of white women saying, oh, 4B movement in Korea, blah, blah, blah. Well, let me tell you, the 4B movement in Korea is nothing like the white feminism and the feminist movement in America. The cultural and the social systems and the family, how the families are run in Korea is nothing like how the families and the social structure is in America. White women have the most power, privilege, and freedoms of any women on this planet. And if you look at any relationships, as long as it's not an abusive relationship, that's a whole nother deal. But any normal relationships, if you look at it in America, women have the power. I would say white women have more power than the average white man in America. And when I see the white women trying to jump on this 4B movement, it's just like they're just trying to use women of color, like they've done historically. Historically, white women have always used women of color to get their agenda through and to get ahead, and then leave us behind. I've noticed the culture of white women in America tend to bash white men. That's because they want to be white men. They want the power, they want the money, they want the status. As a woman of color, the biggest problem in this country, in America, is white supremacy. And white women have voted Trump in twice. They've always done things to actually harm women of color and even themselves because they don't want to deal with the problem, which is white supremacy. And white supremacy is the biggest problem on this planet, in America. So when I see white women doing this, it's always self-serving. They just want to serve themselves and get themselves ahead, when really the problem was them. The problem was them not dealing with the white supremacist system, buying into it, upholding it, and putting us all in this situation. So stop using women of color and movements that is nothing to do with white feminism to get yourselves ahead, because at the end of the day, you leave us behind every time. White women uphold capitalism, and you uphold white supremacy. This is all about trying to get yourselves better, and it's not about making all women better.
Listen, she read them for filth, okay? She read them down to the ground, okay? She has the energy that a lot of black women should have had when feminism was introduced to them. And they took on the whole mindset of, yes, we need to battle our men. Yes, we need to go against our men. Yes, when their man was not even seen remotely close to not even the puppy dog of the feminists, the original, the people who were creating feminism, of their husbands. Okay, they were not even close. And I completely understand exactly what this woman is saying. Because she's basically saying, y'all are over here glorifying it. You guys are so excited about it. Every woman that I saw talking about the 4B movement, I only took 2 videos. But when I scrolled, I saw so many women in which she described that were over there cheesing from ear to ear. Excited, can't wait to talk about it, so happy about it, want to take those same ideas and bring them over here. What hardships do you face here in the States? I'm waiting. What hardships, and we're talking about on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard do you believe our hardships are as women here in America? I'll wait. This woman is making a very bold claim because she's saying, listen, y'all are talking all this stuff about my country that y'all don't know nothing about. The level of the situation that these women are going through, you guys, you not even close. Y'all are always trying to relate it to something that you can use to manipulate other women, to get them on your side, to pull them by their bootstraps, get their emotions all, tied up in a bunch so that you can join them into your misery or your plot or your plans. She's like, it's not about that. These women are making a stand against something that they should be making a stand against. What are you making a stand for? What's the problem? Women have the jobs. If you let women get on here, they'll talk about it, that they have better careers than men. They have more opportunities than men do. A lot of them, they were complaining that they weren't getting paid a certain amount. Now it's, when you look at statistics, the pay is like pretty much right there. The men have literally built our lives so that we can be comfortable enough to complain. Think about that. A lot of women were very upset with this woman, right? A lot of women, they were in her comments, oh, you see, this is about sisterhood. If inequality for one is inequality for all, and we share your pain and we share your this. No, because you see, having empathy or compassion for somebody is not the same as joining in as if you completely understand exactly what their struggle is when you have no idea. That is two very different things. And this is the problem, is that a lot of these women get into spaces and infiltrate the minds of younger women to believe that they are fighting for something that doesn't need to be fought for. Oh, yes, we don't need men. It's like, what are we fighting for? Equality. Yeah. What are we fighting for? Equal rights. Yeah. What are we fighting for? To, walk around without a bra. Yeah. What are we fighting for? To do slut walks. Yeah. What are we fighting for? To sleep with men and they don't have to do anything about it. Yeah. Woo. Go, sis. Yes, my queen. That's what they love to say. Yes, my queen. Because, in fact, if you want to know the truth, it is very true what this woman said, that a lot of these women are fighting to get into spaces to become the same men that they complain about. There were absolutely no lies told there. Now, when it goes into politics and all that kind of stuff, I think she might be, that's where, that can go into all kind of troubled waters. But if you really think about it, it's all about the better benefit. But of who? You see, you cannot join in on the struggle with somebody and you don't understand the backstory. Like, for example, in this exact testament, they're talking about feminism, right? Feminism originated from white American women. And then you have black American women who white American women went to and joined them in to group them in and said, yeah, we're not treated equal. So we both need to be over here. But in actuality, that the black woman who is joining the struggle of the white woman, her husband is not equal to him. They as a unit were not equivalent to that woman's husband as a unit. It goes much deeper. That's like, a one hyena going over to a zebra. And a lion's coming. Mind you, a pack of hyenas and a lion, it's over. That's like a hyena going over to a group of zebras and it's like, yeah, come on over with us. They can't beat us. Yeah, come on over here. Let's get over here. You don't need your men. Lead them. Let them fend for themselves. You come, bring your kids. Then they leave their male zebra over there in the territory to just be demolished. Leaving their family structure. Thinking that if they ever get into a certain situation, that these hyenas going to come back and have their back. They get cornered by that lion. They be looking for the hyenas. Hyenas gone. I'm going to say it again. I think she checked them as a lot of other people should have. You know, one thing I love about the world on a global scale is how different every country is, how different cultures maneuver, how different culturally we are. I love that. I love real and rich culture. What I don't appreciate is the infiltration that's happening based off of social media, based off of the internet, where everywhere is just following suit as to how America does things. Everyone wants to be free. Everybody wants to burn their bras. Everybody want to, act a fool. Everybody want to, be a 304. Everybody want to do the same thing. Trying to fight against the standards that are there. And you want to understand what somebody else is going through and you could never. I just can't get over the joy. The joy on their faces. Like, the joy is what gets me. Just look at this. Look at this again. The joy. I'm just so happy that we're not going to have men in our lives. Like, what is wrong with you? So you will use the men to procreate. You will use the men to build the infrastructure. You'll use the men when you're in danger. You'll use the men for their resources. But then after that, you don't want anything to do with them. So my final question is just that, what are all you women going to do when it comes to intimacy? Are you gonna team up? Like, are you gonna what's the end all be all game plan for this whole situation? That's what I want to know. Maybe I don't get it, but I'm just trying to figure out, like, where are you guys actually getting with this? I'd like to know what you guys think about it, this whole entire video, in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.